Hey attendees, this is Miltendo here. It has been exactly 1 year since I've completed my first run of Persona 3 Reload, and a few years now since I completed Persona 3 Fez for the first time. Now, I normally don't do a long-form, retroactive video like this, but somehow, Persona 3 has grabbed my attention and really affected me deeply, mentally, and spiritually, and whatnot. What we're seeing is just a bunch of my gameplay footage, the last bits of my gameplay footage from my first run that I've completed on May 1st, 2024. I was speaking in a low volume at the time because it was very late hours when I finished. I didn't want to be very loud to wake up anyone else when I was playing, but when I'm playing an RPG, and an RPG I commit to, I needed to lock in, especially at the ending bits. And the ending of an RPG that I do like and genuinely enjoy investing my time and commit to, it is not something I can simply hit the pause button on and then just resume for the last 20 to 30 minutes on another day. I needed to lock the fung in and actually commit to seeing it through all the way to the very end. And that's the same that I could say for my new Game Plus run as well. And I'm glad I did take that run, and now that I was more prepared, and of course I had to follow a guide to the T to 100% that run, so that way at the time I could be able to 100% get all the achievements. Sadly, that's no longer the case now because Episode I gets us out, but I am not returning to Persona 3 Reload anytime soon. As I've stated, as one of my final thoughts, as it is not really the definitive version of Persona 3 that we're all looking for, since it's still missing optimizations and features from the other Persona 3 ports that made their games better and enhanced than the original. This is the Persona game that I decided to personally start with on my Persona journey, back in 2019 to 2020 when I played Fez for the very first time. I guess it's because Persona 3, the original, and especially even the Fez or portable versions, for Persona 3 in general, set the foundation and groundwork for all Persona games to come, with the social system and its combinations of being able to transfer some aspect of the Shin Megami Tensei game over to it. Future Miltendo here. The point I was trying to make is that when it comes to specific classy games, I tend to pick the specific games that set the foundations for the later entries of a specific franchise. I believe what's really heavy with Persona 3, of course, is the theme of death, especially for such heavy topics that are handed over to Japanese high school students. Really impactful. So when I was given the opportunity to play Persona 3 Reload, thanks to a kind Samaritan on Discord who gave me an Xbox Game Pass trial, I needed to take that opportunity. And wouldn't you know it, within that time period, I was able to complete the base game of Persona 3 Reload on my Xbox Game Pass trial without ever having to pay the full price for the game. I'm glad we got Kimi no Kyoku playing in the background, because if there's anything that the Persona musics really grab everyone's heartstrings by, it's certainly the music for sure. Whether you're listening to your rendition of Persona 3's tracks, or Persona 5, or if you like Persona 4's music as well, the music will sure to tug at your heartstrings, just like Kingdom Hearts' or other RPGs' musics that grab you by your heartstrings, just to be repetitive and sound like a broken record. I am a very nostalgic individual, and music is a really giant factor of hitting my nostalgia and memories. It's very appropriate since this song is literally called Your Memories or Memories of You. After all, 2019 to 2020, it was a time of streaming where I had a lot of homies to interact with, to make memories with. And going through a lot of retro games in my library to my own preference was something that I enjoyed making memories with a bunch of homies way back in the day. Nowadays, I just hesitate to pick up any specific RPG or game because it's difficult for me to want to enjoy them on my own anymore. But oftentimes I forget that when it comes to specific RPGs, if I like them, I commit to them, regardless of whether or not I'm by myself or with an audience. But the important factor that I always focus on is just having homies to make memories with. And as I'm archiving more content from Twitch to YouTube because of the Twitch apocalypse that comes on May 19th, 2025, at the time of recording, I think about that. As we move away from the old memories, we gotta make way for the new. I think that's our lesson that we need to learn. Even if we are reflective on the old memories that make us who we are, we always gotta look forward to the future. Thanks to everybody for listening to my personal reflection and inflection of my end of Persona 3 experience. If you all liked what I had to say, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below, as I would like to talk more about Persona 3 in another video sometime. Thank you all for listening. Maybe I'll cover a Persona 3 song sometime in the future.